I think poetry always connects people. I think in Milwaukee there's a lot of segregation. Self-imposed. Some of it is self-imposed. I think people find themselves in communities where they feel more comfortable. So you end up hearing stories from people that you already know, and people show up to sets expecting, especially with spoken word, expecting to hear certain things instead of going for just the stories. But I think that there are opportunities and occasions at particular sets, whether we're talking about Linneman's or Poetry Unplugged or Beyond the Words or Pentastic, where there are certain artists who transcend their social groups and actually do some expressing of different themes. But do I think it's pervasive in the Milwaukee scene? I think the Milwaukee scene has some trouble integrating different communities, and I think there's far too much division among people for economic reasons and for racial stuff, where I thought the poetry would bring us more together. I'm not saying that it never does, but it generally has a hard time bridging those gaps. Though there have been sparkling and glowing occasions where that's not true, and it's done exactly what it's meant to do. But as an overall idea, I think that Milwaukee has a little ways to go in creating a centralized community. I think you can develop themes in the literary work that may not necessarily work on the stage, where you can add imagery, and sometimes you can go more in depth when you're talking about on the page. When you're talking about something more literary, where you can explore things that may not necessarily convey well to the spoken word. And with spoken word, it can just be all passion, all fire, without any other background information that it takes when you build in the literary work, because you're like painting. It's more about painting a picture than expressing an emotion. Though poetry is about emotion, but it's like with the literary work, I can set a stage, and that stage can lead you to the emotion, where when you do the spoken word, it's more about inflection and passion and movement. So you do a lot of that staging that you can do with words with literary poems, with how you take the stage, the way you move your arms, the jazz hands and whatnot. So, well, my last book is called Other Things to Remember. I have a CD as well called Don't Panic, Be Awesome. So Don't Panic, Be Awesome and Other Things to Remember were supposed to be companion articles. Don't Panic, Be Awesome is just a collection of all my work, and it was really me developing what the message I was trying to impart on people was: don't panic, be awesome. There are going to be situations in life where it's going to be hard to swallow all of the disasters that surround you, and things are going to be difficult. But if you relax, take a deep breath, and you steady yourself, you can make it through. And that was the whole idea behind Don't Panic, Be Awesome. And the other things to remember part was that love changes life. And those are the 3 sections of my book. Love changes life. And those are the other things to remember, that when you get done being awesome as you can be, remember that people do love you, and that love can change your life. Because a little bit of love in my life, a love of poetry, a love of friendship, a love of companionship, changed my life, and I feel like it could be a catalyst for others to change theirs. But I won't belabor people with that, because you can buy the book or the CD online. So that's the best way to get it and get the message out there.